Hi Sagittarius friends, this is your general reading for February 2018. I'm doing these readings coming in towards the end of the month, so it's the 23rd of January today. So the readings will go from today until the end of February. Now, as a little bonus, because February is coming, so is Valentine's Day, I'm going to give every sign this month a bonus mini love reading, just a 3-card spread to find out where you're at and give you some advice around how to move forward, okay? And or even just to be with yourself in love, okay? It doesn't have to be between you and somebody else. It can be all about you. And sometimes, you know, being in love with you, well, sometimes all the time being in love with you is one of our most important life skills, I believe anyway. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so the first thing that is coming through is I feel like some of you have, you're riding the wings of success. Maybe at the end of last month or coming into, sorry, when I say last month, I mean January, obviously. When I say this month, I mean February, just to clarify. I do feel like some of you are just going, yes, I did it. Like you're holding up your sword and you're going, yeah, victory. Like I feel like you're celebrating that. Now, it's important that you recognize what you actually did. Like I feel like some of you are almost discounting it, or you're not accepting the praise that is coming to you, that is being afforded to you. Spirit is saying it's really important that you step up and allow yourself to be acknowledged, allow yourself to be recognized, because what's happening here as you do that, you're coming into recognition of your own power, and you are powerful. You are so powerful. Some of you have no idea how powerful you are yet, but I feel that this year you're going to learn. Okay, so really enjoy the accolades, enjoy the credit that's being given, because you do deserve it. You did do well. You were successful. Okay. Now I feel like it's so funny. I feel like some of you are actually, it's almost like you feel you don't deserve the praise, and it's causing you upset, like physically it's giving you indigestion and stuff like that. I just, again, have fun with it. Learn to, beg your pardon, learn to enjoy it, because you did great. There is something you did or something you said that really helped somebody. Like this could just be a one-on-one thing, or it could be a group thing where, you know, you're working for a company and you're being recognized and promoted and given all this praise. Please accept it. Learn to accept it. You know, you might be, you think you're being humble, and for some of that you are, but for the rest of it, you're not acknowledging your own power, and that's a really important lesson that you're missing out on. So just dip your toe in the water and see what it feels like to say, thank you. Thank you for recognizing my efforts. I appreciate it. I did work hard. I did do a great job. Just see what that feels like, okay? Just practice. Practice smiling and nodding and going, thank you, thank you, thank you. And just see, because the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And then as you recognize your own power, as you learn to stand in it, you get to wield it more. And you get to wield it in many wonderful ways for the benefit, not just of yourself, but for those that you love and for the greater community. And isn't that what you want to do? Yeah. Now, Spirit also saying you need to learn how to just relax a little and have a bit of fun. Okay. Do what brings you joy, especially this month. Riding the waves of success can be stressful for some of us, especially if we're not used to doing it. So just have fun with it, okay? Really enjoy it, and don't be afraid to enjoy it, because you're going to be okay. Either way, you're going to learn something about yourself, all right? Feel like, and again, this has happened for other signs this month, and it was happening last month too for a couple of you. A couple of signs, I should say. Your intuition's going into overdrive. You're having dreams, you're having moments of inspiration where you would have one a day maybe, or one a week. They're happening every day. They're happening more and more. You have a conversation, you have inspiration, you take inspired action, and voila, magic happens. So that's going to happen for you more and more this month. And that's you getting prepared for something greater, because I feel like a lot of you are sitting on some wonderful, wonderful ideas. This is a fertile time for you, a time of massive growth, I feel, where you've got these ideas that you just want to get out there. You're being given the green light, and you need to follow your intuition on this. You will know exactly what to do when you need to do it, and you need to trust that that is a natural process. That is your natural state of being connected to source. Everything else is just noise. Okay, you've worked really hard, Sagittarius. You've worked really hard over the second half of last year, even a little bit longer than that, to right up to now. You've worked really hard to build yourself a solid foundation. So come from that space, okay? Come from that space. You've learned lessons along the way. They're no longer needed. So put them aside, let them go. All right, to create the space for what you want in your life, because that's what you need to do. You need to trust that you have done all the hard work up to this point. That's why you're getting recognized. That's why you're getting the chance and the opportunity to stand in your power. That's why your intuition is going into overdrive, because you're learning how to use it, how to wield it and navigate through this life. And that can be difficult, but I'm telling you, you have got all the tools in your toolbox to get going. Now, I do feel like some of you are balking a bit at doing that. Message from Spirit is that it's okay. You are safe. I feel like some of you would be confronted with stuff in the past and you just try and run away. Like you would literally, some of you would try and relocate. You don't need to do that anymore. Just stay where you are and trust that you've got this, because you do. Okay, you're not the same person you were when you were learning those lessons, because learning lessons can be tough. And it doesn't come easy to a lot of us, me included. Goodness me, the lessons I've had to learn. But you've got this. Spirit is saying, just stay put. You'll be safe. You will be okay. All right? And the time to let these ideas out and to get the ball rolling is now. Okay? February is your month, okay, to get these ideas out there and to put your plans into action. All right, you've worked hard to get yourself to a position or to a point in your life where you feel you can move forward with some of these ideas. Go for it. Go for it. Don't even think about failure as an option, because if you look at it from the perspective of, well, it's not failure, I've just figured out how to not do it, then that makes it a bit easier, doesn't it? All right. Now, I do feel like some of you will experience some obstacles, and I do feel like for a select few, this is with regards to a new business or to they're telling me up. So a job promotion or something, or maybe you're looking at becoming a partner in a firm or something like that. I feel like there's going to be obstacles, but Spirit's saying that's processes. You're thinking about them as obstacles, but they're processes. So do whatever it is you need to do to fulfill your part of the process and trust that it is moving forward. I feel like a lot of you are going to be looking towards your family and loved ones for support with regards to this, because it is going to be quite stressful. And that's okay. You ask for help. Please, please, please ask for help. You do not need to do this on your own. Okay, you do not. Get on that phone, go around and visit, have a Sunday dinner, whatever it is you need to do. Be around people that really love you and appreciate you and will tell you how awesome you are. So I feel like some of you really need to know that this month, because there's some changes in your state of being that are occurring, okay? And that's because you've done all the hard work. Now, I need to talk to some of you about taking up a little bit of exercise. Thank you. Spirit is saying that a couple of you, there's some of you out there who are not taking your health seriously, and you need to start doing that, please, because you need to be in good health if you want to be able to move forward with some of these awesome ideas that you've got. Because they're telling me, Spirit is saying, you have so many ideas in you. Just pick 2 or 3 and work from there. All right. It's almost like you go, oh, but I've got this and then this and this and this. It's almost like you're spoiled for choice. So just narrow your focus. Okay. Narrow your focus. Pick the ones, 2 or 3 that sing to you. All right. That absolutely fill you with joy when you think about how wonderful it would be if it came to fruition. And start from there, okay? The rest are still waiting, and they will wait for you to put them into action, but that's what you need to do. Pick 2 or 3 and go from there. But to do that, you do need to have a level of physical fitness, okay? Make sure that you're... Thank you. Make sure that you're feeding your spiritual vessel, your physical vessel well, they're saying, because it's really important that you recognise that by doing that, you are allowing yourself to be a clearer channel for higher knowledge, okay? Because you've got a lot of stuff happening up here. You've got your third eye chakra activation going on. A lot of you are expressing yourself a lot more, I feel, and opening up your heart to changes. And, you know, sometimes that hurts, but I feel that a lot of you are in a space where you can go, oh, well, okay, that's just how it goes. If it's not love, it's unlove, and I have to experience that as a whole. So I feel like a few of you are there, where you've got all these wonderful, wonderful growth spurts happening. So please make sure that you're taking care of your body, fueling your body well, getting enough sleep, all that kind of stuff, okay? But have fun with it. Oh, Spirit keeps saying you guys need to have fun this month. Find out what it is to be joyful. Now also they're saying, they're giving your project, there's a couple of you out there who have a new project and you've been umming and ahhing about it. Spirit are giving you the green light. Go for it. Go for it. Do it. Back yourself to win, guys. Okay? Put all your efforts into it. All right? Okay, I'm going to lay down the Blue Angel Oracle card deck now to talk to you about where you are on your spiritual journey for this month, for February. I feel like it's going to be more of the same, but we'll see. Something different might come through, and I feel like some of you need to actually see the pictures to understand the messages that came through. Oh, hang on, they're telling me some of you are experiencing hip pain, and a lot of that has got to do with support and you trying to... Okay, so universal energies, and I said this last month, are pushing us through, right? They're pushing us forward and clearing stuff that we don't need anymore. For those of you who are experiencing the hip pain, this is about you letting go of old behavior patterns that you're not supported, that you're unable to move forward, okay? So this is just a clearing that's happening. For those of you who are holding yourselves back, then that hip pain is going to stop you in your tracks, all right? It's almost going to, it's going to travel down your legs. Some of it's going to feel like sciatica for some of you people. For some of you out there, sorry, you people. That was terrible. Sorry, guys. And I'm apologising to my team too, as well as you. So please, if you know that you are doing it, get out of your own way and just take baby steps forward. Step up into your power. Remember the feeling that I got. You are triumphant. You are absolutely successful. All right? You've worked so hard. Just take that first step towards acknowledging your power. You are safe, you are supported, and now is the time for you to practice stepping forward into that and wielding that and using it to create the life that you want. Okay? Yes, and Spirit is saying, tell them again to have fun. They need to have fun. So celebrate where you are, where you've come from, what you've achieved, and have fun. Have fun when you're putting those new ideas out there. Okay? If you need support, turn to your family, turn to your friends, people that you trust, okay? You're surrounded by so much love and you've got all this happening, and it can be tricky sometimes. It can be tricky to figure out what's going on. My advice to you is try not to figure it out. Just go with the flow, all right? Because every time I try to overthink it, it either stops or I just get more confused, all right? So I have learned to trust in the process, All right? Okay, spiritual messages for my beautiful Sagittarian friends, where they're at this month. And then I'll get on to your bonus love reading. Okay. Spiritual journey messages for Sagittarius for February 2018. What do they need to know for this month? Thank you, thank you, thank you. They come with grace and we accept with gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Spirit messages for my Sagittarius friends. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Second card, please. Thank you. Yep. Again, all the stuff that I said. It's all right. You need to see the pictures. That's okay. Last card, please. Last card. Oh, must be you. Thank you. Yes. Oh, I love it. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to hold up the cards that you got. Gateway, 111, Evolution. Forever in my light, safe and sound. And the Abundance Mandala with regards to prosperity. Okay. All right. So with regards to where you are at spiritually this month, remember I spoke about there's a whole lot going on here, and as you're learning to express yourself, you're opening your heart. Okay, so this is what's going on. You are here. You are at the entranceway to moving forward, and however cliche it sounds, I'm going to say it, into the light. All right, so here's this doorway here, right? And you guys are just at this point. You're right here, and this is all in front of you. And it can be a bit daunting, and it can be a little bit frightening, especially if you've not experienced this amount of spiritual growth before. But I'm telling you, once you are plugged into Source, as soon as you put a step on this pathway, you'll feel it. You will feel it, and as you learn to connect consciously with it, through the breath, through contemplative, reflective, and meditative practice, you won't believe the difference that it makes to your life. So I really encourage you to just, if you're not already, just sit for a couple of minutes a day, 3 breaths, just start there, in, out, and I'm connecting, in, and I'm feeling my power, and out, and I'm relaxing and connecting, in and out. And just see what happens. And for some of you, you know, you might feel that nothing happens. But I can tell you, after about a week or 2 of doing that, as you make that a new habit, as you bring that into this new state of being that you're operating from, because remember, it's already happening. What you're doing is allowing for the physical connection. You are clearing your physical channel. Look at that. Look at that power that's coming down to you, that stream of knowledge, and these wonderful beings that are just ready for you to connect with them. They're ready. They're right there beside you. We all have a team. We all have a team of beings, our higher guidance team, I call them. You might call them something else, your spirit team, whatever it is. Your guides, your angels, they are there, and they are committed to helping you. How awesome is that? They're committed to helping you. You need to ask, and you need to practice connecting, because they are there. And the first time you feel them, like literally feel them, there's no other feeling like it. Anyway, that's where you guys are, okay? This is right where you are. Just plant 1 foot on that path and watch the difference that it makes in your life as you learn to connect. Start with the breath. Start with 3 breaths, progress to 6, progress to 9, and then before you know it, you'll be doing it all the time. Okay. Now, issues of safety. Some of you are a bit frightened, but There's no need to be, okay? You are protected. You are constantly being showered with divine source energy and light. How you choose to recognize that and wield it is up to you. I always surround myself with protection as I start the day, and as I end the day, I thank Source. And I ask, if I've had a heavy day, I just ask it to remain with me during the night. And I got to tell you, I'm sleeping really well these days. Okay, so you are safe. Don't worry about it. You are safe and sound. Okay, with regards to your spirituality and your spiritual practice, call in your team. If you're not feeling safe, or you're feeling a bit, what's the word? Overwhelmed, okay, with any of this information or what's been happening, call your team in, slow things down, and work with your breath. That's one of the simplest ways. Go outside and ground, okay? Put your feet on the earth. It's one of the easiest ways to feel safe and protected, is to connect with the earth by grounding your feet, or going for a walk in a nature area. So when I say nature area, a natural area, so a natural environment, a rainforest, a bushwalk, through a paddock, by the sea, okay, if you have access. If you don't have access to that, then my suggestion would be, I would offer the suggestion of trying to create the space in your place. Just even a corner. For years I was living in this pokey little flat, and I just set up a corner, and that was my corner. And Spirit got to recognize, as soon as I sat in that corner on my cushion, that's all I had. I had a cushion and a candle, a big candle that I used to burn, and I would just sit and connect with the breath. And I did that for years, okay, because that's all I could afford. And it's all I had time to do. So you are safe. Call your team in and practice safe practices, okay? So that means grounding. If you can't get out into nature, please find your corner and do it that. As long as universe and your team see you making the effort, they will make efforts to connect, all right? But you are protected. Just call it in, call it in, call it in. Now, there's a whole world opening up for you with regards to abundance. Now, I feel like some of you aren't used to recognizing what abundance is, and that you think, some of you out there think, well, no, I'm not rich. That's not what abundance is about. Abundance is about feeling that you have enough, feeling that you are enough, not coming from a mindset where you feel you want things or need things, not saying I want, but saying I have made space for and I accept into my life. Completely different energy, okay? But this card can also mean that there is money coming in. But what I want to say to you, because what came up for you was fertility, fertile, lots of ideas. So I feel like this card in particular is connected to that time of birth, as it were. I mean, some of you might actually be having babies or might be falling pregnant. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me to say that. But with regards to those of you out there who have all these ideas, you've got some ideas there that you would be able to monetize, that will allow you to be feeling this. But it needs to start with you and your vibrational alignment, okay? Don't say, I want this idea to be a success. What you need to say is, I have learned the lessons from my past and I have let them go. I am now creating space for the success of this project and all that that means materially, spiritually, physically, emotionally. I have created the space for this to come to me. So it's completely different energy, all right? You really need to be proactive with how you're holding your vibration, because the law of vibration is the first step with regards to the law of attraction. And to be successful, you need to master that, okay? And it takes some effort to become habit. Once you have habitualized it, the rest is really simple, Okay, so you've got a very interesting journey ahead with regards to your spiritual aspects for the month of February. But you know, they keep you. Spirit is saying you'll be okay because you've worked so hard to get to where you're at. You are standing on solid ground. You are standing on solid ground. And as you seek to move forward, as you seek to go and catch your dreams and walk forward and learn to wield your power, life will open up to you. Life and all its gifts will open up to you. Okay. I love it when they come through like that. I love it. It makes me feel so good. All right. Now, your bonus love message. All right. So I'm just using, I believe it's the Romance Angel deck from Doreen Virtue. So, love messages for my Sagittarius friends for February 2018. What does love have in store for my Sagittarius friends? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Another card, please. Thank you. Yes. There's that have fun again. Have fun. Be playful. Flirt a little. Last card, please. Oh my gosh, a cascade. Hang on a moment. Sorry, guys. Last card. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Just let me tune into the cards, guys. Okay, now this message is for those of you who are partnered or single, okay, and they can they will hold importance for a love relationship that you are currently in or for the love that you are holding for yourself, all right? I know that makes sense to you, so I'm not going to try and explain it. Okay, all right, so I will show you the cards. The first card that came out was Keep an Open Mind, and it's with regards to how we perceive our soulmates to be. So there's lots of information out there about soulmates, but basically from my experience and from what I've read and from what I've learned is that the soulmate experience, while there are similarities of what a soulmate is, the experience obviously is different for each and every individual. And what you're being asked to do, if you have been calling for your soulmate, first and foremost, thank you, Spirit, I want you to understand that it's a very powerful energy that connects two soulmates. And for some of you out there, I feel like you're a little bit disheartened because you feel you haven't found yours yet and you've been pinning your hopes on finding your soulmate, or you think you may have found them and they're not quite what you expected. So here's the thing. This is how powerful you are, and this is how powerful the other person in this relationship or in this potential relationship is, and how powerful the soulmate energy and the process is when you're moving towards each other. So you, in your essence, have been calling out for a particular type of person. You've been calling in your soulmate, and you had these ideas in your head and all this kind of stuff, and you wrote a list perhaps, and you said, well, this is the type of person that I want. They will absolutely compliment me and all this kind of stuff. Here's how powerful this idea of soulmates is. There is someone, one person, right? Sometimes two or three, but just for this example, there is somebody else out there who is asking for you. You are asking for them and they are asking for you. So with regards, when we look at that from the perspective of loving ourselves and perhaps our feelings of not being worthy or not enough, understand that there is somebody out there who says, no, they're enough. Now, they might not know who you are yet, but they're saying you are enough. So it's important that you understand and cultivate that in yourself. I am enough. I am worthy to be loved. I am lovable. All right? And I am loving. And I'm calling that person in because they're thinking exactly the same thing that I'm thinking about myself. All right? So again, this is a matter of vibrational alignment. What you focus on and what you put out there is exactly what you get. So step up and take responsibility for that and how powerful you are. Remember, that was one of the first messages that came through. You are very powerful. Some of you haven't even tapped into that power yet, but you're going to. This month, I feel like you're going to be learning some lessons around that. All right? Don't be afraid. Move forward. Move forward and have fun with that. But with regards to love, keep an open mind. Your soulmate might not be what you expect, but they are soulmates just the same. All right? And you are enough for them, so you need to be enough for yourself. Okay? Now, the other card that came out was playfulness. Now, this talks about having a playful nature, enjoying love. Love shouldn't be a burden. Love is all about joy and creation. It's a universal force. It's in each and every one of us. Okay? This is also about, you know, if you want to be a little bit romantic, or you are the romantic one and perhaps the person that you're with is not, don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to say it. You know, just step up for what you believe in. This isn't a time to compromise, but please remember to have fun. And that came through too. Have fun. Remember the playfulness, all right? Being in love and being in joy when you're in love is one of the best gifts we can give ourselves. Okay, did you hear that? One of the best gifts we can give ourselves. Not one of the best gifts that we can expect from our partner, all right? Start with you, because that's where love starts. And that's how you'll receive it. That's how you'll get more of it. Now, there are some of you who perhaps who are partnered and perhaps may be in a relatively long-term relationship. The message to you this month is to please work on your relationship. Okay. Now, if you have consciously and lovingly done all that you can, maybe it's time to cut it loose. All right? Say thank you, remember the love, and free each other up. If you know, and this is being really honest with yourself, if you know that you haven't tried everything, if you know that you haven't had that conversation but you've talked in circles around it, have a conversation where you get to the heart of the matter. If you can't find a solution around that, then again, it might be time to let it go with love so that you can both be freed, all right? To pursue love elsewhere. That's not that you forget the love that you shared, but it's actually a greater act of love to let somebody go, okay? If you know that you're not feeding their happiness and that they're not feeding yours, all right? But for those of you who are not quite there yet, making that decision, just work on your relationship. Seek counselling if you have to. Try not to be combative, all right? Open yourself up to communicating, all right? Whatever that means. Maybe you write, maybe you draw, maybe you sing, but maybe you're really good with your words. So please remember that your words have power, especially when they're infused with love energy, and use those words, use that feeling to work through the issues in your relationship. I'm just going to hold up the cards now because you might get something different, and I will always encourage you to go with the messages that you receive from your own intuition rather than the words that come out of my mouth, okay? Always, always. All right. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay. So be a little bit inventive, you know. Do spur of the moment things if you're in a long-term relationship. Get that romance back into your life. Just have fun. Have fun. And that came through too, remember? Obviously you needed to see the picture. Okay. Give your relationship a chance. work on your partnership. And of course, like all partnerships, whether they're love relationships or not, we need to work on ourselves first. So look within, not without. All right. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarius friends, I hope that this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the bonus love reading. Probably not, my love readings are probably not the same as the ones that you would get from other readers, but I tend to come from a very wide perspective. So I would hope that the messages you find are helpful, and I hope to see you next month. I really love all your comments. Thanks, guys, so much. I really appreciate your comments. I love interacting with you in that way. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I will see you next month.